Scouting.
Of the next event on the program. This is race 5, the Vic Health Cup coming up, and the favourite on the Super Tab is number 6, Our Maze K. Favourite and late mail at $1.90 and $1.40. And its favourite ahead of second pick now would be number 2, Cut Up Rough, $6 and $1.90. Just about set Melbourne. Here's Brian.
Coming in. Just about ready. Now Centile coming into line, and they'll be set to go in the Vic Health Cup. They're in now. No, there's one through the front. Centile got through the front of the stalls. And they go on 5 metres, wheels around, comes up again. The red-hot favourite here, Our Maze K, who's won at every start this preparation. 4 starts, 4 wins. Open class today from gate number 2, and the fluoro colours the inside, Cut Up Rough. Damien Oliver's had a great time with this race. He won the race in 90 on Submariner, Mannerism in 92 and 94 in Poetic King. Centile goes up, ready to run. Favourite in 2, Our Maze K. Light rain falling, racing. He bounced in front, Our Maze K, and Hunza Court went away with him. Our Maze K landed in front from Hunza Court and Cut Up Rough, followed by You Remember. All Our Mob goes around the outside, rushes up now to be up running 3rd and 4th, followed further out by Plushka. When they settle down, further back Petit Amour, followed by Bourbon and Ice, Social Rule. Then to land a Blue Boss back on the inside from Just Awesome, Centile, Sober Suit, Ascetic Ruler last of all. All Our Mob goes up outside the 3-year-old Our Maze K as they turn down the side. Our Maze K and All Our Mob and Hunza Court starting to split them, going up in the middle. 2 further back, then Cut Up Rough. Plushka outside it, a half further back, You Remember. 1.5 then to Petit Amour, followed by Social Rule. A length further back, Bourbon and Ice with the 600. 2 to Talanda, followed by Centile, Blue Boss, Just Awesome, Sober Suit, and Ascetic Ruler last of all. Our Maze K ahead in front now from Hunza Court. Plushka very wide, 3rd from back in the middle, All Our Mob. Cut Up Rough back on the inside from You Remember, further back Petit Amour as they turn for home. Now the acid test is on. Our Maze K travels well with it himself around the turn. He slipped away a length and a half in front. Cut Up Rough gets out from Hunza Court. You Remember, further back, All Our Mob. Our Maze K, the leader, down to the 200-metre mark, 3/4 in front. Cut Up Rough, the only danger, starting to threaten now. Our Maze K and Cut Up Rough. Our Maze K is rallying. Cut Up Rough comes at him. Our Maze K fights back. I think he's one of the most. 2 Cut Up Rough and a great finish to the Vic Health. 4 lengths away. 3rd in the race is You Remember from Social Rule. They're followed by Hunza Court, Sober Suit. Then further back, Bourbon and Ice, Plushka, followed by Ascetic Ruler, Centile, Just Awesome. Behind those in the race would have been All Our Mob and a long gap to land a Blue Boss. And near the tail of the field in the Vic Health Cup is Petit Amour.
Double to pay, $5.30. And the win in place, number 6, Our Maze K. Great effort, $180 the win, $120 for the place. Over 2 Cut Up Rough, $1.70. 3 You Remember, $6.
Super Tab, number 6, Our Maze K, 2 even, the win, $130 the place. 2 Cut Up Rough, $190. Number 3, You Remember, to pay 4 even. Quarter time, Geelong 5, $131. Richmond 117.
Good win to Melbourne.
$20,000 each way, number 9 here, Ceto Flowerian. I think we'll just leave it at that this time. Better things later.
Zealander has got there Our Maze K right on the post from Cut Up Rough in a bobbing finish. And a distant 3rd is You Remember. The New Zealander has won his first Group 1 race and has beaten the older horses, number 6, Our Maze K, Brian York. He got to the front. They put pressure on him. He slipped away on the turn. Cut Up Rough came at him. Looked certain to beat him. But he's rallied this little horse out of New Zealand, Our Maze K. What a marvellous racehorse to beat Cut Up Rough, number 2, who's just missed. A distant 3rd, You Remember, number 3, and 4th in is number 8, Social Rule.
Here at Randwick. Starter climbs his stand. They're ready for the Japan Trophy. They're off this time. And away on a fair line, 2 Joie de Nice, the favourite, jumps sweetly from the inside. Wider out, K. Canet, in company with Ceto Flowerian, showing speed closer in Western Approaches and Electronic. The deepest is Critical Point, and then a break to Ardide. Settling back midfield now is Joie de Nice on the inside of Irish Rort. Then Grand Connection, Shirley's Delight, Beloco, and Absolute as they turn out of the straight Pop's Dream. Up past the 2,000 metres. And here Western Approaches on the inside is just the leader from K. Canet. Travelling 3rd, Critical Critical Point at Electronic settles in fourth on the inside, a length and a half into Ceto Flarion. One to Joie de Nice on the inside of Irish Rort, and just shading Irish Rort is Ardide, who's pretty wide out, followed closely by Grand Connection, and then Shirley's Delight. Next to last is Beloco and 2 lengths to Pop Stream. 1600 out here in the Japan Trophy, and the pilot is K. Kanay. Pulls his way to a lead of nearly 2 lengths now on Ardide, moving up on the outside of Western Approaches. Fourth is Critical Point. Electronic is travelling fifth, then Grand Connection, Ceto Flarion, followed on the fence by Joie de Nice. A length further back is Irish Rort on the outside of Shirley's Delight. Beloco being next to last, at absolute is Pop Stream, as they head down the back of the course and go along to the halfway at the 1200 metres, and K. Kanay almost joined in front by Grand Connection. Western Approaches next, and then Ardide, followed by Electronic, Ceto Flarion, and Critical Point is having a tough run, followed by Joie de Nice, wedged inside of Irish Rort. Then a length's gap to Shirley's Delight over Beloco, and 2 lengths to Pop Stream, 10 lengths from the leader K. Kanay, who makes the run onto the High Street side at the 850, a half length on Grand Connection. Then Western Approaches at his girth on the outside is Ardide, a length to Critical Point, and then comes Electronic further back on the outside, Ceto Flarion. Pop Stream is starting to work her way around Irish Rort, and Joie de Nice shuffled back to third last from Beloco and Shirley's Delight. They're bunching up in the Japan Trophy, passing the 600, and Grand Connection race to a clear-cut lead. K. Kanay has surrendered. Western Approaches in second spot, followed by Ardide and Electronic. Critical Point on the extreme outside, and Olsen trying to get into the clear on Joie de Nice in the straight at the 300 metres, and Grand Connection a half length. Western Approaches die back to the inside on Electronic, a length further back Joie de Nice, and then a gap Critical Point, Ardide, Ceto Flarion and Pop Stream, but Western Approaches hits the front from Grand Connection. Electronic on the inside, but it's Western Approaches in no danger. Western Approaches wins the money from Electronic and Grand Connection, followed by Irish Rort. A break Ceto Flarion, and then came Joie de Nice, followed by Beloco, Critical Point, Pop Stream, Shirley's Delight, Ardide, and K. Kanay. The early leader was last.
Okay, Waterhouse trifecta there. 6 Western Approaches, 1630 and 490. Number 5 Electronic, 170. 3 Grand Connection, 4 even. Correct weight. Weight is right at Queanbeyan, a length by a half neck. The margins 369. The numbers: Geelong 8250, lead Richmond 2214 in the AFL.
That'll please Harry Lawton, who's indicated the horse. Number 5 second, Electronic, and it's paid $1.70. And number 3, Grand Connection, will pay $3.60. She's had her problems, Gay, with Western Approaches. He's hasn't been the easiest horse to train, but he's got a tremendous amount of ability. And if you were listening to her on 2KY's Turf Time program this morning, she did give the horse quite a good mention. Electronic seemed to come out the best if you examined her thoughts, but Western Approaches wasn't to be taken lightly and has won the race and won it nicely. From Electronic by First Norman, given every chance. The winner, by the way, Western Symphony, C Pictures, 5-year-old Chestnut Gelding, raced by Mrs. K. Webb, N. Bruns, B. Head and S. Burgess. Chris Muntz, the winning rider, Gay Waterhouse, the winning trainer. Second, Electronic, First Norman, A.G. and Blue, Gay Waterhouse, Shane Dye. Grand Connections, Kenmare, Entrechat, Gay Waterhouse, Grant Cooksley. Fourth, number 1, Irish Rort. 9 was fifth, and that was Ceto Flarion. The time, 2:32.04, 2:32.04, little over 3 seconds outside the record. Last 600, 35 seconds. 35 seconds, the last 600 metres. Well, the favourite Joie de Nice got bottled away. They tended to get away from her a bit in the straight. I'm just thinking from a Metrop point of view, I certainly wouldn't be letting her get under my guard, quite honestly, because I do think that run is going to further improve her no end. And she didn't have a lot of luck in the race, particularly when they started to sprint up near the 700 metres. And as I said in the broadcast, she got shuffled back into third place. She's a dour staying mare, and it certainly wasn't run to suit her over the latter part, that's for sure and certain. Irish Rort, when it got into the daylight, went home quite well. So the Metrop Monday week bears as wide an appearance as ever before. Now, a margin of 1 length in favour of the winner, a short head second and third, 1 length a short head, and the sectional time 35 seconds. We'll have the totes in full after Rodney's update of race 5 in Brisbane.
Race Pearl 731 selections third, Belmont at 4:15, 145 in race 2 Belmont, 145 gets third. Racing Caulfield.
And they came out in a good line too with Sir Boom, one of the best away. Jeune is last of the pack when they settle down. Sir Boom landed in front now. From Unsolved going around Storm, followed by Blevik fourth, from Baryshnikov fifth, followed by Boart, Doremus, and then came over on the inside Shaskay, and Jeune last of all. Up the back they go at the 1500 metre mark, and Sir Boom by 2. The pace pretty good at the moment. Second in the race Unsolved, 2 to Blevik up third, 3/4 further back then Storm fourth, 1.5 then Baryshnikov. They're followed by Boart, Shaskay, Jeune going up in the centre, and Doremus outside him. Up towards the 1200, heading up the back of the hill now, and the leader is Sir Boom, the bolter, putting on a good clip in front, about 4.5 to 5 lengths in front of Unsolved. 1 then to Blevik getting a lovely run third. 2 lengths further back was Storm, 1.5 lengths Baryshnikov. 2 behind him Boart, followed by Shaskay. Jeune about 10 lengths off them, and outside him Doremus as they turn down the side, racing down towards the 900 metre mark. Sir Boom by 3. Unsolved second, 1 then to Blevik to the outside third, 2 to Baryshnikov, who's improving, goes up on the fence, 4.5 then to Storm. Jeune is last inside Doremus, in front of him Boart, and third last Shaskay. At the 600 metre mark, and it's Sir Boom by 3 lengths. Second Unsolved, Blevik a length away. Third, 1.5 the grey Baryshnikov from Boart and Storm. Jeune starting to improve, still 8 lengths off them. Then further back Shaskay and Doremus last of all. Sir Boom in front, but under enormous pressure around the turn. 2.5 in front now from Unsolved, followed out wider by Blevik. Baryshnikov back to the rail, then Shaskay. Jeune's about 6 or 7 off them at the moment with Boart. Sir Boom being tackled by Shaskay. Shaskay races now with Unsolved. Shaskay hits the front, and the Underwood's over, I'd say. Shaskay kicked away from Unsolved, and Baryshnikov and Shaskay. 1 3/4 to Unsolved. Third Baryshnikov, and then Blevik and Sir Boom. Jeune didn't go on at all, and the last 3 Boart, Doremus and Storm.
And the winner there, number 6, Shaskay, 16.10 and 3.40, 2 Unsolved, 5.70, 5 Baryshnikov, 1.40.
6 Shaskay, 16.60 and 3.40. Number 2 Unsolved, 5.20. 5 Baryshnikov to pay 1.50.
League of weight for age racing. This is the horse that was beaten in the photo finish when the jockey accidentally dropped his whip last Saturday. And I think most didn't really think that he was in contention against the major league players today, but the major league players didn't really arrive. The handicapper has run second Unsolved, and Baryshnikov, after having a dream run over on the inside, will put his beak through and grab third. You'll find in a photo. 6-2 in a photo. Number 6 Shaskay, Darren Gauci, number 6. Number 2 Unsolved the second, and after the photo Baryshnikov, Mick Dittman gets third, every chance, and fourth in is Blevik. Number 4 also had a dream run all the way, settled third and fourth. Blevik had the race on a platter really, he and Baryshnikov, if they were good enough. But what of the run of Jeune? He was eased out to the back of the field, and he couldn't improve up before the...
Now moving in Newcastle, Protest Perth, third against first, alleged interference the home turn, a half head 2.5, 58.31.
A mystery. Okay, Shaskay by Maskay from Shannon Bell, raced by E. Cal, prepared by Lee Freedman. So a big day for the Freedies and a huge day for Darren Gauci. That's a treble for the Gouch. Let's go to Brian Blackmore now.
Well, we'll leave it there now.
This is Triple S. The will join him now for race 6 on the program at George Main Stakes.
Always been one of the great races on the Australian thoroughbred calendar, and of course won by Shannon in consecutive years, back in 46 and 47. And some very good horses have won at Kingston Town. Won it successively in 81 and 82, Emancipation in 83, Vo Rogue in 89, Shaftesbury Avenue 90. I could go on and on. All right. So whoever wins this has got a lot to live up to. And they're all set, ready to go. They're off in the George Main, a magnificent start, and a presser at the end of the 150 metres just in front of Next Joy. A length away, third is Star Dancer, wide out, followed by Western Red. After 1 then to Pharaoh on the inside, and at the head of the others, Chunganov. Caught out wide as Turradoo, and then a break of a length and a half, Seascape. Dane wins out on a limb. Auntie Mary second last. Desert Chill getting back now, and drops to the tail of the field as they race on past the 1200 metres, and Next Joy leads the way. A length on a presser, 3 3 lengths to Star Dancer, a half length to Western Red, 2 Chunganoff, and 3/4 to a length Pharaoh. Just over a length to Taradu, followed by Seasky, and then Dane Win still 3 wide. Hardy Mary on the inside and 2.5 to Desert Chill. Coming along the side and going over the crossing at the 8.50, and Next Joy leads the way from a presser. About 3 or 4 lengths to Star Dancer, 2 lengths to Western Red, a length to Chunganoff, a similar margin to Pharaoh and Taradu, followed by Seasky. Dane Win still 3 deep from Hardy Mary and 2 Desert Chill. Heading to the home corner past the 600 they travel, and on the inside Next Joy about 3/4 of a length on a presser, a length and a half to the New Zealander Star Dancer. Western Red is bailed away and a break then to Taradu, followed by Chunganoff. Pharaoh is locked in, and Dane Win has seen more of the outside rail than the inside rail at the 250, and on the outside here's Taradu going after Next Joy, Star Dancer between them, and then Dane Win, but Taradu hits the front coming to the 100. Taradu a length and a half on Dane Win and Star Dancer, and then Chunganoff, but it's all Taradu, and Taradu wins it well. Taradu from Dane Win, nothing between Chunganoff and Star Dancer for third, followed home by Auntie Mary, Next Joy, and then a break to Seasky, Pharaoh, a presser, Desert Chill, and Western Red was last.
Number 9, Taradu on the Super Tab, 16.40 and 3.30. Number 8, Dane Win, 1.30. 7, Chunganoff there for third at 8.30. Or number 6, Star Dancer, 2.10. Correct weight, Queanbeyan. Weights right, Queanbeyan.
$14 upwards. $14.30 exactly in New South Wales, and $3. Number 9, Taradu, Billy Aspros. That would be Billy's most important success, I would imagine. Second posse going to number 8, and that is Dane Win. Gosh, he saw plenty of the outside rail. He was never on the track. $1.30, and it's a close go for third between, well, it'll be a photo for the second and third, but second will be Dane Win, and 7 and 10 are in a photo for third. Chunganoff and Next Joy bob at the head there. $8.40 Chunganoff, and Next Joy was $5.10. No numbers up at this stage. The times there, 1:35.76. 1:35.76, the record held by March Hare. The race record at 1:33.9. 9, 8 and 7 are the official placings. Taradu is by Senshire from Opera Rose, trained by Gary Fraser, for R and Mrs. Y. Robinson and Mrs. M. Smith, ridden by Bill Ashbross. Number 8, second, Dane Win by Dane Hillcoat, Healy House. Thompson, R.H., the trainer, Di R.S., the jockey, and Chunganoff. Gee, isn't he an improved horse? And Air de France gelding from Osrial, Graham Rogerson, Justin Sheehan. 6 ran 4th, that was Star Dancer, and 4 officially 5th, Seasky. Pharaoh, well, they got away from him over the concluding stages. The winning margin was a length and a quarter, with a long neck second and third, a length and a quarter long neck. 1:35.76, the breakdown will be up in just a moment. Well, you've heard the race, not much more I could add. Gary Fraser, an outstanding job he's done with Taradu, having its second run back since the victory in the Queensland Derby. I read in one of the publications that Taradu is not without prospects in a Melbourne Cup. Well, I don't know whether that's the intention, but he's very, very genuine. The sectional breakdown, last 600, 35.3, 35.3. The first 800 took 48.57. Sydney News will cease for just the moment as we go to Rod.
At Queanbeyan today. Just about set for Sydney race number 7. A developed print for the Miners Adelaide, 1 and a developed print the Miners Adelaide on the Port Adelaide Guineas. Set Sydney.
7, the Bill Ritchie handicap. 1,400 metres, flight to fantasy. All the rage here, into even money on the New South Wales tote. Standing well on the inside, flight to fantasy. Great second, first up from a spell to Ivory's Irish. Be away at any moment. Little movement in the middle. They're off now on the Bill Ritchie handicap. Great start too, and Rembetica jumped out well, and Persian Flyer's going to head Rembetica a length away. Third is Maasai. Flight to Fantasy right up there on the inside, travelling fourth, and 2 lengths Monopolised, Vital Consent, and then Cohort. Followed on the outside by Juggler, very wide he is, and then Striking Gold, Yaradorf, Pragmatism, Navy Seal, Absolute Potential Star. Past the 1100, and Rembetica clapping on the speed. 2 lengths on Maasai, who's wide. Persian Flyer the middle. Flight to Fantasy Fantasy fourth on the rails. 2 to Vital Consent outside. Monopolise a length the Juggler. Cohort next around Striking Gold, and 2 to Yaradorf Pragmatism. And a long margin back on the inside is Navy Seal as they travel up to approach the home corner from Potential Star. At the 600 they run, and Rembetica going along at a very quick rate. A length and a half Maasai Persian Flyer, and 2 lengths further back Flight to Fantasy on the inside of Vital Consent. And then a break to Monopolise and Juggler, and Cohort heads the others from Striking Gold. In the straight and topping the rise, Rembetica more than a length Persian Flyer. Flight to Fantasy dies, pulled the whip on the favourite. She wanted to run about, and Monopolise joining in very quickly. Monopolise gobbled up Rembetica. Flight to Fantasy won't go on at the moment from Juggler, but Monopolise is in full flight here in the Bill Ritchie. Juggler second, then Flight to Fantasy, but it's all Monopolise. A very easy win. Monopolise beat Juggler and Flight to Fantasy from Pragmatism, Vital Consent, Yaradorf. Persian Flyer, Rembetica knocked up from Striking Gold, Cohort, Navy Seal. Long margin to Maasai, and Absolute was Potential Star.
Double up.
Correct weight Queanbeyan. Weights right Queanbeyan. 7 Monopolise in Sydney to return $11, $2.60. Number 6 Juggler $2.40, and number 5 Flight to Fantasy $1.40.
Number 7 Monopolise, written by Chris Muntz. Been a good day for Chris. Number 7 Monopolise, about $10, upwards of $10, $10.80 in fact, $10.80 and $2.50. Number 6 Juggler, Jamie Innes, it'll pay $2.50, and number 5 Flight to Fantasy, well, $1.40. Didn't like the way she wanted to get her head screwed round to the side there at a couple of stages in the straight. You heard me say she was racing a little erratically. I don't know whether she's feeling a leg or not, but not a very encouraging performance from Flight to Fantasy today from the point of view of a scheduled start in next Saturday's Epsom Handicap. Monopolise, very consistent. 17 starts, 7 wins, 2 seconds and a third by Rubiton from Gay Rosalind. A 5-year-old bay gelding race by Neville Begg and Partners Syndicate. That's Neville and his wife, along with one of their daughters, Carmel and Mr. Jehu, and ridden by Chris Muntz. Number 6 Juggler second. He ran a good race. He drew wide. He didn't have a lot of luck in the early stages. He was very deep by Jugar from Cash Allen, Gay Waterhouse, and Flight to Fantasy, Bluebird Native Thriller, of course, G Waterhouse, RS Die. So it hasn't been a happy day for Shane. Has not been a happy day for Shane. 1 3/4 lengths by 2 lengths. The margins in the previous 1 3/4 2. By gee, they went 1:22.56. That's under a second outside Bella Snap's race record of 1:21.6. 1:22.56, and the last 600 took 35.43. Pretty evenly run, because the first 600 was 35.74 and 35.43 for the last 600. The fourth went to number 12, and that was Pragmatism, and number 10 Vital Consent, officially fifth. An effortless win to number 7 Monopolise in race 7 in Sydney.
128 Adelaide.
Race 7, number 7. Ooh, good system.
That system again. Race 7 in Brisbane, number 1 Mr.
Okay, let's have a look at that update. Number 1 Mr. Mutual Respect in Brisbane. As those figures come up, 17,580. 2 Mighty Content, 7.
So in Dixon, this